going, everyone? Bit of a different one today, but we're going to be talking all things about bass, well, more specifically lures. We've got a bunch of lures here on the table. These are just ones that we always throw, we know we rely on, and just kind of our favourites to use. We've got all different like sections, like different types of lures, and yeah, we're just going to go over them, give you our thoughts on them, why we use them, why we think you should use them, and yeah, I think we'll start with top water.
The best style of bass fishing, I reckon.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. Definitely my favourite. My favourite lure for bass fishing, full stop, is definitely frogs.
100%.
So we've got about 4 different kinds here. So we're going to take those 2.
Yep.
It's actually the Mintos frogs. If you want to show them, we haven't used them yet, but we've heard they're pretty good, so we're going to give them a try. And we've got the old reliable, the bait junkie frogs.
That's what we started off on.
Yeah, that's pretty much our first bass lures, and we caught so many bass on them.
First 40 centimetre surface bass was on them.
Yeah, my first ever top water bass was actually on them, and man, I love them. They've got a bunch of different colours. That's the black one. This is the red one. They've got like other colours, we don't have them here at the moment. There goes the mat.
Have they seen the mat?
I don't know, you can show them, I guess. So this is our custom brag mat from the brag mat bloke. Little kite and the logo and stuff, so that's pretty cool. Back to the lures. This is the chase bait frog. I haven't thrown this one yet, but yeah, these come pre-rigged in a packet of 4, which is actually pretty cool. So you don't need to hook them up. Speaking of which, we probably should show the hooks that we use. Right, so these are the hooks we use for the frogs. They're just some Van Foot Magic Beaks. This is a size 1. Dean likes to run a size 2, but yeah, I like the size 1s for everything. Yeah, those chase bait ones come pre-rigged, so that's pretty mint. Probably actually my favourite frog, right here, the Missing at Sea Death Frogs. I actually caught my PB bass on this white one right here, 51 centimetres. Unfortunately, we weren't filming that day, but man, that was a huge fish, so I'll try and put some photos up of that fish. But yeah, these come in all different colours. I got the mud grub one, which you might be able to see, it's just hanging up on the wall there, the brown kind of green one.
That's my favourite, actually, the mud grubs. They're my favourite colour out of them all.
And then yeah, they got the little red one here, the green one and the white one. Literally, we've thrown like each of these colours so many times, and I can tell you the bass do not care which colour you throw. And on that note, bass will eat literally anything. Anything you put in front of a bass, it's going to eat it pretty much.
You could probably put a hook on the end of this thing and throw it in, and a bass will eat it.
Pretty much. But yeah, also these Z-Man frogs, the little finesse frogs. We started throwing those off. They're really good, but we just kind of moved a bit more to the bait junkies because we were throwing both of them at the same time, and the bait junkies are definitely our favourite.
Yeah,
but these go really well as well because they've got like paddle tails on them, so those are pretty sick. Yeah, I think that's it for the frogs. So we'll move on to maybe the cicadas.
Yeah, let's go cicadas.
Right, so cicadas, absolutely mint in the summer, especially in the heat. Obviously in our area, cicadas come out and they are like really loud. So when you start hearing them come out, is the perfect time to throw them. So
did you get a pompadour?
No, I didn't.
Have one. Oh, right.
One lure is really good as a cicada is the micro pompadour, the jackals. We don't have any here, but I'll put a photo up of them. They're like just metal wings. I think are they wood body or plastic?
I wouldn't know.
Yeah, but they're really nice. But we don't have any here, so we'll put up a photo of them.
Caught some good bass on them.
Yeah, caught heaps of bass on them, but obviously we lost them, so we don't have any at the moment. The next ones, well, my favourite ones beside the pompadour are these chase bait ones. These are the soft shells. So you can see they're like a squishy little shell there. They've got heaps of different colours. So, we've got this one. We've got a blue one as well.
This is my favourite out of all of them, this one.
We've got
it looks just so much like one, eh?
Yeah, that's like a realistic one. This is like a shell coloured one. That's like another realistic one. So heaps of these because, yeah, we just love these ones. That's it for the cicadas. I think that's mainly all we throw is those soft shells and the pompadours. But there's other surface lures that we throw. I'm going to go through some of them.
So this is what brand is this one, do you know?
Berkeley, I think it is.
Berkeley bent, you know? I've thrown these a few times and got a few hits, but nothing actually has been landed on them. but I just love throwing them because it just looks like an injured fish just in the water, and then when you're using it, just you're looking at it and going, a bass has got to eat this. So, and they're amazing for flathead as well.
Yeah, so the flatties love them too, and the bass I kind of think like them for the same sort of reasons. This is another one. This is an interesting one. This is like just a little jitterbug.
Yeah.
So obviously, you know, the big jitterbug's really good for your cod, but it's like a little one. I've had a couple of bass on that, but it's still not fully broken in yet. Something similar. It's a little TaylorMade. I honestly don't remember what this one's called, but it's just like just a single bit, like just a single body TaylorMade with a big bib on it. That one's really cool. Haven't actually caught one on that yet, but I'm definitely going to keep throwing it.
Do we have the Ballista?
Oh, there's one just somewhere.
Alright, so this is one that we recently found. It is a Ballista Hunchback 60mm, and the good thing about this lure is it's got a red LED in the back of it, so when you cast it out in the water, it's obviously making the surface sound, but it's also got this red light that just flashes in the water. But I found this one and I threw it, and I just fell in love with it, but sadly when I was throwing it, it wasn't bass season, and I was just trying to see what the action was like to see if they're any good, and the action, I'm just keen to try it out in actual bass season, which is, when is it coming up?
The 1st of September, so yeah, about a month away.
So a month, and hopefully you'll be seeing some bass on that thing. Alright, so this is it out of the box. So it's got this really nice bib at the front. It just makes a lot of noise on the surface, and the LEDs get activated right about there, but I think you need the water to activate them. It makes a circuit, is it?
Yeah.
A circuit, and it activates that. But this is Cameron's Murray Cod one. Can they see that?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So this one here, I've got no idea where my one is, but it's probably on the floor for someone to step on. But that's the Ballista Hunchback 60mm.
See, I'm super keen to throw that. I haven't had a chance. It's kind of like Tremors, but like a little bass version.
And don't
like
vibrate.
Half the price too.
I reckon a bit less than half.
Yeah.
Half the price.
Those ones.
Splash prawn.
Yeah, splash prawns.
I didn't think this would work in the fresh water, but I had him in my tackle box and I lost all my frogs, so I decided to throw this on with my cousin, and I actually ended up catching a bass on these, and I've been throwing them and I begin to hit, so I put these little assist hooks on. I haven't caught a bass since then on these though, but I do know that the bass love these because my mates use them, and they just get absolutely smashed.
I've got like a little one I throw for jacks and flatties, but I haven't thrown it for bass, so yeah, I have no idea what they're like. That's pretty much it, other than obviously you walk the dog lures. We've heard that they go pretty good for bass. I've never even tried one myself for bass, so I can't really say much on that. So I think that'll be pretty much the surface side of it. So it's your frogs, your cicadas, and all those other kind of like surface walkers that we just mentioned. But yeah, I think that's pretty much all we need to say for that.
Pretty much it, yeah.
I mean, some tips, I guess. Get him in if you're not getting snagged, you're not casting close enough. That's what's good about these frogs. Obviously, they're all rigged leadless, so you can get them skipping right in under the trees and stuff, under the logs. I mean, you can throw them anywhere, but in shady spots is really good. Kind of
structure.
Yeah, around structure and like a little bit of shallow where it's like changing, like Dean said, structure everywhere. They're really good there. Skinnier stuff, like shallower stuff, not where it's super deep. We found they're pretty good there. And obviously for like land-based guys, they're good as well because you can just walk around like what we do, just walk around and just throw them under every tree and they get smashed. So.
And the thing with the cicadas is when you cast them out, you let it sit there for maybe 5 seconds, then give it a 1, 2, and then let it stop. And then during that stop pause moment, a bass will just look at it and go, well, there's food here, and smash it. But sometimes what I started doing first, I just cast it out and wind it straight in, and Cam was there casting it, stopping it, and he would get more fish than me, and I'm going, well, what am I doing wrong here?
It was mainly whenever you cast it out and you go with that little bit of a wriggle first before you bring it in, that's when they smash it. We actually made a whole video on bass fishing with just cicadas, and that actually did pretty well. So if you haven't seen that, go check that one out because we kind of explain it a little bit better there, and obviously show you how to do it, the fish we catch.
Yep.
But yeah, I think we'll move on to some hard bodies.
Hard bodies.
So this part could be like infinitely long because, like I said before, they'll eat anything. But yeah, hard bodies is really, really, really good for like your deeper stuff. So when the surface bite stops and they start, they're deeper or the sun's out, they're around structure. This is what we start throwing.
So this is a bony swim, MMD bony swim. What colour is this one?
I think it's the perch colour.
Yeah, the perch colour.
And this is the bass colour as well.
So I've actually caught a bass on this. It was the most funnest thing I've ever done.
Yeah.
Swim baiting a bass, and these things in the water, they look incredible.
Yeah, and these are the sinking ones. I don't know if you can see it. There's a little S on the bottom there. So there's floating ones that swim along the top of the water, which is like top water stuff. And then these are sinking ones. So these ones we like. You just cast them out near the structure, let them sit for a second, and give them a bit of a half turn in the reel or a full turn, and just get them to swim up. And yeah, like Dean said, the bass just smashing. Obviously, any other swim bait about that size is also gonna be pretty good. But they're the ones that we love that we've tried and can rely on, caught fish on. Yeah. What's this one that you catch a bit of bass on?
This is a Rapala Warlock. Is it Rapala?
I don't know. I think Warlock's the brand. I don't know what the lure is actually called.
It looks, well, this is a Warlock, and I reckon I've caught about 5-6 bass on this thing.
And you only got it like a couple months ago.
A couple months ago, yeah. It dives, pretty sure it's around 1 to 3 meters deep, and the hooks on them are insanely sharp, and it's just like the action in it, and it's got a nice rattle. I don't know if you can hear that. It just gets down and just off the surface, depends how deep you're fishing, and this thing will, the bass love it, and my uncle catches trout on them too.
This is the Hauco, I think it is like an RMG Polygas or something. That's the P50. I originally bought these for yellow belly, because the yellow belly froth these as well, but I was just throwing one for bass one day and they love them too, so ever since then I've always kept a couple of them in my tackle box. Same thing with these. There's a little Daiwa. I'm just going to spoil the next one. Daiwa Infeed. It's like a little clear water one, so when the water's not dirty at all, it's super clear, like crystal clear. I like to throw these ones, little translucent, rattle in them, dark on the top, bass froth them.
And this is a Jackal Squirrel. I have caught, I don't know how many bass on these things, but I just keep on losing them to the trees, and it's been getting too expensive for me to handle, so I have stopped buying them. But this is Cameron's here, and these things work absolutely amazing for the bass. Like, I just can't get over how many bass I've caught on these things.
The cool thing about them too is, like, with normal divers, you cast them out and you reel them in, they swim down and they float back up. But with these Jackal Squirrels, you can cast them out and you give them like a twitch and they dive down and they actually stay at that depth, so you can, flick it down to the depth you want and then retrieve it and get it to swim like really close to that structure instead of being too high or too low. So I think one day Dad and I think it's in the video, I'm not sure it was that long ago, but my dad, Dean and I went out on a fishing trip. I caught nothing, and then Dean just threw that and just caught, I don't know how many bass. He smashed this nice one right in this bit of structure that's right in the sun.
I was just reeling it, and I'm like, wait, hold up. And there's a big bass just following it right next to the kayak, and I had it right next to my kayak.
So they're definitely probably one of the best kind of bass divers, I reckon, because they're so versatile. And
you can also change the hooks on them, so that way when you do dive them down, they slowly float up. And that's also good for when you're jack fishing on the pontoons. You can just cast next to a pontoon, get it down to the depth, and then wind and let it stop, and it'll slowly float up, and you can come back down and jack absolutely smash them.
Yeah, and also they've got lots of different colours with those. They have like different ones with UV paint and stuff. So that's probably, I think, my favourite diver for bass kind of on this table, I reckon. Also stump jumpers. This one obviously, as you can see, has caught plenty of bass. It's got a bit of wear and tear on it. But I absolutely love these. I think these are the 90 mils.
90 mil, yeah.
I recently just bought like another 3-pack of them just to have. These are super sick. Obviously you cod love them too. Divers, I think that's pretty much it, to be honest.
We could sit here for hours and hours talking about them.
But yeah, like literally like almost any diver. They're pretty, I always compare them to like flatheads. If a flathead will eat it, a bass will eat it. If a bass will eat it, a flathead will eat it. That's kind of except kind of the top water section, but like your divers and your hard bodies and stuff, I think they kind of go hand in hand.
Yeah, 100%.
I think we'll move on to like our bladed lures.
Yeah, right.
If you want to talk about them, because you're the pro. I've honestly like caught almost no bass on these lures, but Dean just slays them, so I'll let him talk about
Yeah,
this.
right. So this is a chatterbait. So what it does, this one's actually broken at the moment. It's meant to have like a clip at the front. That's why you tie your line onto. But when you cast this thing out, it sinks all the way down to the bottom, and then when you retrieving your lure back to you, this just goes like that in the water, and just makes a real loud vibration. And the bass absolutely smashed them. My first ever bass was on one of these, and then my second bass was a 40 centimeter. My second ever bass was a 40 centimeter on one of them. And then I came home and told Cameron all about bass fishing, and we just went out one day. I was throwing something exactly like this, and I caught my...
I think it was actually that same colour.
I'm pretty sure it's the same colour. Back then was my PB 45 centimeter bass on one of these. And that's like one of our first videos, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a Bassman's, isn't it?
Yeah, this is a Bassman's chatterbait, and this is a Bassman's spinnerbait. But I absolutely love them in the middle of bass season. Throwing these down deep, the bass smash them.
Yeah, so getting them down like into the logs and stuff, into the rocks is really good. This is I think it's a Imakatsu. I think that's what they call them. It's an alive chatter. These things are super hard to get your hands on. But we finally managed. I literally spent like 3 months trying to get one of these. Finally got them. Do you still have yours, or did you lose it?
Yeah, about that. I lost that.
Anyway, moving on. I think it's literally like $40 each. Like,
yeah,
they're crazy. But I've caught. My first trip out with these, caught a nice bass in it. Just sat down along like this rock wall, threw it out, let it sink down. Oh my god. All right. Anyway, like I was saying. The live chatter here, I've just sat down on, the first session we got him, I just sat down along this rock wall, threw it out, let it sink down for like a good 10 seconds. Like it was deep as here, like a good 10 meters. Anyway, I just let it swim along this rock wall, and it got smashed. It was actually on that little insult noodle. Yeah, probably bring it over.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's what the lure took. Yeah, this is my little insult noodle rod. This is like a ½ kilo rod. And it's just like on a little Shimano SLX. It's like so fun to catch on this because you can breathe on this rod and it bends it. Actually, now that I'm looking at it, there's another lure here I want to mention. This is a TaylorMade diver. There's another one here somewhere. It's a little nugget. But yeah, these go pretty good for bass. Caught a couple on them. Only real small ones. I haven't caught anything big on them. But yeah, the live chatter. If you can get your hands on them, I definitely recommend them. There's been other people make videos on them that you should definitely go and watch because these are just like an amazing lure, to be honest.
And the spinnerbaits. I haven't caught a bass myself on a spinnerbait, but I have seen plenty of people catch them. And the good thing about these is just people say that they're unsnaggable, but they are snaggable, but very rarely. So you can cast this into like a tree, well not an actual tree, but a tree in the water and just let it sink, and then it'll pretty much just bump off all the logs, and just that will make the bass absolutely smash them because it's a moving thing inside of its home and it's going well.
Yeah, especially with the flashing and stuff too. Like on a nice sunny day, that gets them definitely going.
These blades just spin in the water and it attracts them a lot.
Yeah, so I think that's pretty much it for the hard bodies. Yeah, my favourite's definitely the Jackal Squirrel. What's yours? What do you think yours is?
Mine was the Jackal, but then I honestly love the Boney.
Yeah, the Boney's
I love the Boney.
But yeah, like you can throw them, obviously down deeper. You can get ones that go like ½ meter or 3 meters. Ones that just sit down. They're so versatile. Like you can throw them almost anywhere at the right time. You can almost guarantee to fish. Just get them in the right spots. It's pretty good off kayaks. I don't know how they go off land based because like you're a bit close to everything, but definitely when you're on the kayaks, you can kind of sit in the middle of the river and position yourself towards the bank and cast under all the roots and stuff. That's where I find they're really good. The chatterbaits will actually walk along the banks and just throw them because they sink so deep just by the weight. You can get them all the way across the other side of the creek, let them sink down, and then just bring them up across the creek. So I think you can cover heaps of ground there. So they're really good for like your land-based stuff. Hey?
Land-based, and also just like dams.
Yeah,
dams like what was the dam? Glenbourne Dam is where I caught my first ever bass, and it was on one of them. It was just in the like the bank was probably 10 meters from me, but I was just casting in the middle, and probably 20 seconds to get down the bottom, and I was just vibing at 1, 2, let it sink, and then I caught my first ever bass on that.
Yeah, so I mean, that's pretty much, I think, it for the hard bodies.
Pretty much it, yeah.
So the last kind of category we have is soft plastics. Alright, so the soft plastics, we're going to them.
Plastics.
So we've broken them up into 2 categories. So we've got like your bigger stuff, so like your 3 inches and up.
3.5, yeah.
Yeah, and then like obviously your smaller stuff. So we don't have any of the bigger soft plastic ones to show you, but obviously we'll put photos up and stuff. So if you want to talk about the bait junkie ones first.
Yeah, righto. So one of the bait junkie minnows, I have never thrown them for bass. The one time I did, I let it sink all the way down the bottom of a log, and I was just there sitting there doing this, and then I caught, what was it? Was it 42?
I think it was, about 42.
A 42
40-ish.
centimeter bass, and it was a slob. It was just so fat, and then that just got me wanting to throw soft plastics like over and over, and I started catching a fair few more on the bait junkie. So it was like a greeny blue type of colour.
Yeah.
We'll get it up on the video.
We've also got, talk about the prawns, the Rapalas.
Oh, the Rapala Crush City prawns. I actually rigged them up weedless, and I was just skip casting them across the water and just retrieving them, and like they don't make noise on the water, but they like kind of like move the water, and I got smashed on them, and it's just like such a light lure, and it's just so easy to get it into like any snag you want pretty much, and it's just like depends how fast you retrieve it. You can retrieve it pretty fast and it'll make a noise, but if you're just slowly retrieving it, it just slightly moves the water, and the bass just absolutely smash them. You can rig them up with jig heads, weedless, chin weights, anything, and they're absolutely amazing.
Which I think we'll get into another day, because
Yeah.
like, you know, how you weigh your jig heads, what jig heads you use, that's like a whole, like we'd be here for ages. So I think
Yeah.
we might do another video talking about all that.
How to rig everything.
Yeah, but obviously, you know, your classics, just river fishing, like
Yeah.
your 3/8 ounce jig head, they're pretty good all rounder. Like your, you know, whatever your quarters, even if
1/6.
it's super deep, your 1/6 for the shallow stuff. But yeah, I'm moving on. This is the Z-Man diesel minnows. I think this is the bad shad colour. I've actually just got this rigged up weedless on a weighted weedless hook with just a like a chatter blade there. So this acts like that a live chatter we're just talking about, but a soft plastic version. So bigger profile, obviously. But yeah, it goes super good. But that's how I like to run mine, these Z-Mans, because I just like how the hook sits up here in that little bit of tail, and the paddle tail is really sick.
Yeah.
So moving on to the smaller stuff, onto the Z-Mans. Yeah, these are the slim swim. So I actually get some of these out. I got these just the other day. This is the smoke hologram colour. But yeah, like obviously really, really small. I actually don't know. Yeah, 2.5 inches those are. So they're like a more of a translucent colour. So for your clear water stuff, bit of a green hue to them. Obviously the death baits. I'm talking about
the guppy shads.
Yeah.
Have you caught? I haven't caught.
I've caught a few bass on specifically the green colour. I haven't tried the red ones for bass. The flatties love them. Like I throw those all the time for flathead. But for bass, I throw the green ones, the Krypton ones, and they froth them. But
it's just like the perfect size for any, like you can catch a 50 to like a 10 centimeter bass on these.
They'll eat anything. So obviously I think my favourite for the soft plastics have to be the little ones, because like Dean was just saying, you can get them any size bass.
Any size bass, yeah.
And I kind of just think you can throw them kind of interchangeably with your hard body. So if you're going to throw a hard body, you can throw a soft plastic. They're kind of pretty much the same as in where you throw them, when you throw them and stuff. One thing I don't think we really talked about is like time of day.
Yes.
So like really early in the morning, we like to throw surface lures and stuff. So like your frogs, like everything we just talked about. And then when the sun starts coming up.
That's when I like. When the sun's like in the middle of the day is when I'll throw that. Like I'll throw it early morning, late afternoons, but I got my fish in the in the middle of the day with this, and it's just a bigger profile. So in the middle of the day, the bass are pretty much like just tucked away, But if they see this, they go, oh well, that's worth my time to go and chase this fish because it's going to feed me well.
Yeah. So I think that's pretty much all
Pretty
the
much.
kind of categories.
Category.
So you've got your top waters, which are your frogs, cicadas, and like your other surface lures. Your hard bodies, like your divers and your swim baits. Your bladed lures, so your chatterbaits, spinnerbaits, all that, like even buzz baits. Some blokes use them. I haven't
Buzzbaits,
used
yeah.
them, but I don't know how they go. And then your big and small soft plastics. Yeah, you can pretty much. That's what we recommend, at least our favourites.
I'm really keen to give them a try.
Yeah, the Mintos ones. We'll definitely do
Mintos
a
ones.
video on them. But yeah, I mean, that's it. To be honest, hope you enjoyed it. A bit of information for you. It's kind of something we don't really do, but we're looking forward to doing more kind of
More of this
information
stuff, yeah.
videos. Like we might go through all our setups and stuff we got, but like if you want to go out there try and chase some bass, this is just some good recommendations. But I think we should go back to that first point you made, bass will eat anything. So just get out there, have a go, have a crack, and just see how you go. But I think that'll be us,
Yeah.
hey?
And
Thanks
I
for watching.
reckon if you catch a good bass, and it's like the tips that we've given you, give us a mention in the story that you post, and we'll repost your fish on our Instagram.
Yeah, so that's at Beyond Bush Fishing on Instagram. Yeah, tag us because we'd be really keen to see how you guys go with this kind of stuff. If you are enjoying like these informative kind of videos, want to see more of this, like we can do something for flatties, cod, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, let us know, and we'll see you next time.